I'm working small scale today for a piece that is designed to be on the front of a card, and I started this project knowing where I wanted to take it, and if you stick around to the end then you'll pretty much see what the idea looked like in my head. I mean, it's not exactly how I imagined it, but it's pretty close. And it's because I didn't really change it up that much as I went, and it evolved the way I wanted it to. So as I was working small scale with some even smaller scale focal images in my mind, I started with the intention to make the first few layers to be kind of busy. I wanted them to have a lot of marks in them, so the marks do have to be pretty small, but the very first couple of marks that I put on this one, or a couple of layers that I put on this one, they can be a little bit bigger because I'm kind of looking more for coverage. But again, I didn't want complete coverage because I also wanted some white paper to have a play in the final image too. So for this one I'm working with acrylic paint and also ballpoint pen. But even if I knew what I wanted for this piece, I didn't have a whole route map planned out for it. The image was there, I kind of knew how I was going to get there, but for each layer that I add onto it, they're all being added pretty organically, well, definitely from the start anyway. So the kind of marks that I'm putting down, none of those were planned. Then when you see me switch to the black ballpoint pen, and I'll flag it up when I do, so from that point I will be working more towards the image that's in my head in a more conscious sort of way. And you know, we talk a lot about sort of working organically. There's a lot of people who work intuitively, and we talk about art as being intuitive, but I do different kind of creativity, and I kind of like to share the different sort of styles and the different routes I take in my creative practice, because I hope that helps you with your creative practice. You don't have to do everything intuitively. You can swap, you can change, you can do things differently along the way, whatever works for you, basically. And in some cases you need to have it planned because you're working to a deadline, or you've got a commission that has a particular outcome that you need, and being able to sort of work both organically and also to a route map, shall we say, can be really useful ways of working, can be really useful tools to have in your art repertoire. Anyway, I'm sure I've talked about this before, and it wasn't really what I wanted to talk about in this video, but do shout if you've got any questions. So before I put on some music, because I am sort of working to a lot of deadlines at the moment, as I told you last week, lots of things are happening that I need to sort of really get out quickly. So unfortunately it does mean that my voiceovers have to be a little bit shorter for my YouTube videos, just due to timing, but I will be doing some more longer voiceovers for you, so don't worry, they will be coming back. But I did want to give you a heads up of some of the projects that I'm working on at the moment and let you know what's happening. So these are just some teasers of where I'm going at the moment and some things that I'm putting in place that I'm hoping to release really soon for you. And one of them is actually a creative exercise ebook download that I'm writing at the moment. So this is something that's going to be free for all my newsletter subscribers, and I'm really excited about getting it out to you because it's going to be full of, well, let's say an eclectic collection of creative bits and bobs that are very much geared towards getting you creating, building confidence, and just playing, really. But I will be telling you more about it as I go along. But in the meantime, keep your eye out for some sneak peeks of it, because I will be doing some sneak peeks in my newsletter and in Patreon. So if you want to keep on top of that and see where I'm going with it, then do sort of follow me in both of those places, or one of those places, whichever's easiest for you. And whilst we're talking about Patreon, actually, now I've kind of mentioned it, I do have some changes coming to Patreon. So in September the 1st, I'm changing up the way I'm offering my Patreon tiers, because I've been doing that now. I've been on Patreon for around about a year, and I've learnt a lot about how to run it and what to offer and things like that. So I think it's kind of now time to give it a little bit of a refresh and change it up. because there's some more things that I want to offer over there that I think you're going to like. So for instance, I'm going to do a digital download tier. So my $5 tier is going to become the digital download tier, and then my $10 tier is going to become the video tier. So if you're in the digital download tier, each month you're going to get some downloads that you can work with for your own art, or you can use them as inspiration, decoration, all sorts of things. And I've been working on my first set, ready for September the 1st. And I'm hoping to share some sneak peeks of those soon with you guys who are following me over on Patreon, and probably in my newsletter as well, I'm sure. And then anyone on my video tier will get the digital downloads as well, but you'll also get a mix of different videos each month. And I do a different type of range of videos on my Patreon. And currently what I do are process videos and digs into techniques and looking into products. I do tutorials over there as well. There's some behind the scenes stuff. So what's going on in my studio, what projects I'm working on. There's also sketchbook tours, all sorts of different types of things. And they tend to be longer videos and more in depth than the videos that I can do for YouTube. Well, you know, YouTube is a different platform, and people tend to come to YouTube for more of a quick hit and move on type of place, isn't it? So Patreon is where I can do the more in-depth stuff and, you know, spend a little bit more time with you all. And I've already got quite a back catalogue of videos over on Patreon, and they'll all be staying there as well. So you'll have access to those depending on what kind of tier you sign up to. And all the patrons who are already on there, they'll still have access to those too. Anyway, I've been letting people know, I've let my patrons know already, and I thought I would tell you guys as well. So get ready for the 1st of September when you will see my new look Patreon, and you can come and join in for a month, several months, a year, or do that dotting in and out, whatever you feel like and whatever kind of fits with your budget. I think that's one of the things I really like about Patreon, is that you can just sort of drop in and out quite easily. So if you're interested, I do have a post over on Patreon with some more information about it, so I'll leave a link below in the description. And I will be telling you more as well. I just thought I would give you a little bit of a heads up on it, and you can go check it out or follow me over there, because I think you can just follow as well. And then there's also, you know, the newsletter. So if you do sign up to my newsletter, so as well as sort of like telling you here on YouTube, in my newsletter I will be letting you all know about the projects coming up, and of course you'll be able to get my ebook when it comes out. And you know, I've got another project coming up that I can't tell you about yet, so I'm just going to sort of like, you know, sneak peek it without actually sneak peeking it at all. Just tease you with it. So yeah, it's been pretty busy, and I've got some commissions. Everything sort of comes at once. You know that feeling? It's that old bus joke, isn't it? So anyway, enjoy today's make. Give me a shout if you've got any questions at all, and I would love to hear from you. I'd love to know what you're up to creatively as well, so feel free to share that with me too. And if you're looking for it, all the products that I've used are listed in the description.